Alright guys, welcome back to Gorilla Garage Automotive. Today we got us a 2008 Nissan Maxima. A friend of mine bought this. He asked for a little bit of help, and he's got a check engine light on. I've already scanned it. Let's see. That's a code just to verify what he was saying. Has a code on. There's it. Service engine soon light. We can crank it up and run. Let's see, lights on right there. You can see it's on, you can feel it. We've done scanned it, we've hooked up to it. It says PO 301. Checked it out. Multiple misfire. I mean, not multiple misfire, I'm sorry. The 301 is a cylinder one misfire, excuse me. And unfortunately, cylinder one's right behind that intake, right there on the back side. So, checked it out. The amount of miles that's on the vehicle, he changed out number 2 right here and put a coil on it. He thought it was number 1, but it wasn't. He looked at the condition of the plug. He wants me to just go ahead regardless, take the intake off, and we're going to replace that coil, and we're going to put all new plugs in it while we're back there, and then we're going to change out these 3 plugs up. Well, these 2, he's already changed that one out, but we're going to get his plugs right, and we're going to take the good coil, that coil there that he bought, we're going to stick it back there on number 1 and put his other coil back on. So we'll tear it down and we'll see what we got. We'll put it together, and hopefully we don't have an injector issue. I did a clear flood and spun it over, and the engine, when you do a clear flood on it, it sounds pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take a chance and put we're going to put plugs and a coil in it. So let's get it tore down. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get this intake off. We're going to lay this sensor here, solenoid, to the side. We're going to try to take these 4 bolts here loose and kind of leave that if we can. Unplug this solenoid and maybe just try to pull this whole intake straight up and see if we can get back here to number 1 right there. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Stay. Let's see. That wasn't even tight. It was like that was already loose. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Lay this to the side. I hear people now going, "Oh my goodness, he is just straight up taking that impact to those things." Well, I'm not hitting it just wide open. I'm just kind of working it a little bit there. Yeah, these ain't even tight, man. I feel like somebody's done been here. Yeah, once these things ain't even tight. That could be why it's skipping. Somebody's done been back here, maybe. I don't even know. You can't even see it. It may not even be plugged up. Yeah, look at that. Let's see. Lay this to the side. It's getting dark. I sure did pick a good time to start this mess, didn't I? Got those bolts out. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. We might continue this tomorrow at this point. Oh yeah, intake's extremely loose. Yeah, see if we can break him. 1, 2, 3. There's 1. Oh, it's way down there, but it might break loose. Let's see what we got. Looks like it's probably gonna be a 12. Let's get a wrench and find out. Oh, that was tight. I think anybody had been there. Well, let's get these 4 bolts loose off of here. Pull this intake up. Smells like somebody's got the old Burlington natural musk going, if you know what I mean. One of the neighbors. Alright, get these other out and see if we can bypass that and have that intake, pull that intake up. Got the top two out. Let's see if I can break this one loose down here. Might not be able to. I might have to rethink this. I might have to pull the whole intake. Let me might get a socket on it. Let's see. This one here is wide open though. Let's see. Oh yeah, she broke free. Get my hand down there. She's down there. That one out. Well, it's worth giving it a try. I mean, I have the intake gaskets and whatnot, so yeah. If I can do this, get my whole hand back there. She still ain't. Let's see if we get this down there. Alright, close that off. Let's get that right there. Old ratchet wrenches, boy, these things are a lifesaver. Let me tell you, get my hand back here. And there we go. Right there. One click at a time. That may be enough. Oh yeah, she's going now. I can hear it. I wonder if we can pull it off like this. I don't know if there's any other brackets under there or anything, or how difficult that's going to be to separate from that. Let's see. There's one bolt. Let's see. Now we gotta get this one right here. You're probably gonna have to use a socket and a wrench. Alright, let's see if we can take our quarter drive snap-on ratchet here with a 3/8 head, get down there with a socket and break it loose. I ain't promising nothing, I'm just gonna give it a shot. There it is, broke free right there. That thing was a pain in the butt to get to. I'll show you where it was. It's this one right. Get the light on it. If I can get the camera, let's see. And figures. Can't see it back here anyhow. Well, that was a dud try, wasn't it? So, anyhow, ratchet worked good. Now if I can get it out by hand. Yeah, see, we're free from there. Well, let's back it off just a little more with the ratchet, and then I think we can walk it out by hand. Come on, there we go. She's ratchet. That's going to be fun to put back together, I promise you that. Almost there. Right? What a pain in the butt. I'm sure I'm going about this all wrong. But there we go. Right there, boys and girls, it can be done. Okay, got the gasket right here. Get this out. Let's just see if the intake will come on. Okay, alright. Well, look at there. My gasket. I think I got a hose or something back there holding me up. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, but okay, so that is gonna have to come off. It's right over top of this coil right here. Okay, if we're gonna get all the plugs in it. So okay, well, now we know. Like I said, I've never done this before, so alright, well, it's getting dark. We'll continue this in the morning then. But I was just curious to see. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the morning. Alright, good morning. Just a little recap. 2008 Nissan Maxima 3.5 liter V6. A friend of mine bought this car. I don't know if he had it checked out beforehand. I don't know what the whole story is on it, but he bought this car. It started misfiring, check engine light came on. We scanned it. We had a P0301 cylinder 1 misfire. Last night in the video, I took the intake off, got it out of the way. It was getting dark, so I got the coil out right here and marked it right here. He bought a coil and bought plugs, so he asked me if I'd put the coil in and put the plugs in for him, and I said sure, absolutely, no problem. And we're going to try that. I don't know. I unplugged it, kind of looked at the wiring here. The plastic and the tape's cracked, but I don't really see anything wrong with this, you know. So I'm just going to go out here and I hate to say throw the parts cannon at it, but, you know, a lot of times, you know, you put a plug in it or a coil in it, and most of the time that'll take care of your problem. So he wanted me, he already bought the parts, he wanted me to do it, so we're going to go ahead and do that for him. I hadn't took the plug out. Here's the coil. I took the coil out, and I'm assuming it's original. This car, like I said, you know, people's already had their hands on it, because if you look here on the front bank, like on cylinder 2, look at that coil, and this coil, and this coil. So they're all three different. So it's a high mileage car, and I'm sure people's had their hands on it and done things to it. So, you know, it is what it is at this point. Took the intake off last night. Look, this morning, it looks like this coil here looks fairly new. I'm gonna have to remove the rest of this intake, and you can see it's already loose. And man, most of the bolts were already pretty loose. So whoever was in here didn't do a very good job of tightening things up. Notice we have a vacuum leak right here. We're gonna fix that. Get that took care of for him, since we're right there off of this solenoid and whatnot right here. So we'll get him a new vacuum line on there, and you know, I'm sure that wasn't helping, but I've already got the spark plug socket in here, so we're gonna go ahead and take it out, and we'll take a look at the plug together. And I haven't took it out, so this will be the first time. Let me get the camera set up over here, and then we'll take a look and see what we got. Already got the socket in there. I don't know if I'll need an extension. Boy, but you can tell, yeah, several people have, ooh, yeah, it's coming loose. Several people have already had their hands on this, so this clamp back here, it's not even tight, so let's see what we got. This thing ain't wanting to come out. This ain't good. There we go. She come on out. Oh wow! Look at that, boys and girls. It's awful dark. Look at that. Yeah, that's not looking good at all. Alright, well, we're going to move forward and see what happens. We're going to get that intake off, the rest of it, and get the plugs in it back there and put a coil on. We'll button her up and we'll see what we got. Alright, well, I got my fresh air pipe off. I got my intake here. I'm going to show everybody. This bracket right here has supposed to have 2 bolts in it supporting this part of the intake. We had one right here, and it wasn't even tight. So somebody's, like I said, it's done been in here, and yeah, I replaced this coil here. They replaced it. I doubt they even put a plug in there with it. So I went on and took this coil off, pulled this plug out, and take a look at that thing, man. I have a feeling nobody has ever put plugs in this back bank. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out, see what they did. They put a coil there, see if they put a plug in there. like I said, I'm putting plugs in it anyhow, but I believe plugs are going to fix this problem. So I'll get this out, put the plugs in, get it all back together, and I'll show you it back together running and see what the results are. Oh yeah, but before I put this back together, this little hot mess here back together, this is the coal that my friend brought to me. I'm not going to say his name. My friend's name's Mike. I'm not going to say his last name. Like I said, they bought this car. I don't know if they bought it and it was skipping. They bought it that way, or they bought it and then it went to skipping, which I think he bought it and then it went to skipping. But this is the coil that he bought with the NGK plugs. I feel really good about the plugs that he brought. They're the iridiums, or however you say that. They look like good quality plugs. So we're putting those back in it. And but this right here, this Total Pro, guys, I didn't ask. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to help a friend out. Not going to get into all that, but it's Total Pro. It's a C1406VC ignition coil. If anybody out there is watching, can leave me a comment and let me know if this is a Advanced brand or AutoZone brand or O'Reilly's or Napa or maybe even a, well, it says distributed, okay, Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's a good part, because it says made in Vietnam. Hope they did a good job, because I know right now it's kind of difficult to get good parts, and I'm not saying buy it straight up OEM or, you know, from Nissan or whatever, but, you know, a good quality part, you know, it's a lot of work to put get a part and put it in, and then it'd be bad. But like I said, coil wasn't tested anyhow. I'm just going off of what my friend told me and what he'd like to have done. So if anybody knows if this is a good part, just leave me a comment. All right, we'll get back to it. All right, guys, here's the plug out of that would be number 5 cylinder. I'm gonna go on and definitely go with what I said, man. Ain't nobody ever put plugs in this thing. I think the car has like 250,000 miles on it, so yeah. All right, well, here we are. It'll be the moment of truth. We got her back together. Got the intake and all back on there. Fix that vacuum line down there. Got the lines hooked up there. Put the bolts in it. Tightened it up. Tightened it up. I put it back together best I could. Didn't really have no bolts back there for that bracket, so it is what it is. I'll let him know about that. And let's see. We got the plugs in it and the one new coil back there. Let's go in here. Got the scanner hooked up, just having to scan it, because before I couldn't clear the check engine light because it had a dead miss. But let's see. Let's go ahead. Here's the moment of truth. Oh, we got a turn signal on. It's fired up. I checked the oil. Well, yeah, it's gone. There we are. There's the code. See, let's go back through. It says clear codes, erase routine, key on, engine off. Yeah, we sure want to do it. It says erased. We'll continue. Let's see what we got. She's out. Alright, well, I'm gonna take it for a test drive and see how it does, and I think we'll be all right, because you could feel it skipping before. Obviously, when you tried to clear it was such a bad skip, the light, the code would just stay active. So, all right, I guess that'll do it for this one. I appreciate it. It's not the best video in the world, but you know, if anybody out there, you know, has a Nissan Maxima, I believe it's a 2008 model, with the 3.5, and you know, taking that intake off is pretty straightforward. It's no big deal. The hardest part back there, if I didn't have to contend with it, there's 2 bolts supposed to be in that bracket back there. Like I said, I had one that wasn't even barely started in there, so you know. But all right, well, thanks for tuning in and watching Gorilla Garage Automotive. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And heck, if you didn't like it, just leave me a bad comment if I did something wrong. But don't forget, let me know what kind of brand that coil is, man. I hope it's not something like Amazon or something like that, because I've just heard horrible things about automotive parts from Amazon. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.